Hey, welcome back to part two of solving the problem given a diagram, finding the mean, median, and the mode. So here I'm going to give you a little bit of advice. You can take it, you can leave it. It's all up to you. You could search the internet for worksheets with answers for mean, median, and mode. So whatever search engine you use, you want to type in worksheets with answers, mean, median, and mode. And again, you want to look at your answers to see if you're doing it right or wrong. And if you're doing it wrong, then look through your steps, find your mistake, don't do it again. Okay? You want to practice this, it'll increase your skills. Mistakes are the golden road to knowledge. Believe me, I've made many mistakes. You've probably seen me make mistakes in some of my videos, or you've seen some of the whiteout I use on my documents. So the only way a mistake is bad is if you don't learn from your mistakes. Many times in life, we make mistakes, and some of the best lessons in life come from some of the most difficult mistakes that we make in whatever area, academics, sports, just life in general. So go ahead, never quit, never give up. Find your mistake, don't do it again, and keep practicing. All right. Now you can also search the internet for worksheets with answers for word problems, including or with mean, median, and mode. That once you get it, just finding the mean, median, and mode, then try practicing using worksheets, right? Going to dramatically help you improve your knowledge, skills, and abilities and help you reach any goals that you may have for mathematics. All right, especially when it comes to these standardized exams. All right, so let's continue on. Here we go. Here we go. Mean. Listen, mean is the average. So if you're ever told to find the mean, you're told to find the average. If you're ever told to find the average, you're asked to find the mean. Mean is the average, right? So what does that mean? Right? How do you find an average? Okay, those of you who are fans of baseball, you understand how to already find an average. A batter's batting average. How many times has that batter been at bat? Right? How many times has that batter got a hit? Right? So you are keeping track of your data. And in this word problem, we're keeping track of the games versus goals scored, or vice versa. So mean is the average, right? So you're going to count. That means add up all the values. If you're a softball or baseball player, you're checking their um, I just drew a blank. You're trying to check their batting average, right? You're going to add up all the times they've been to the plate. How many times have they gone up to the plate, right? So were they, 3 out of 4, etc., etc. Then you're going to divide by the total number of values counted. So going back to a softball player, a baseball player's batting average, you're trying to determine how many hits they got out of versus how many times they're at bat. I want to try to rephrase that so it makes sense. So if a softball player was batting, let's say they got 3 hits out of 4, well, they're up a total number of 4 times, right? So you're going to divide 3 hits by 4, and that's going to give you their average for that particular game. All right, so we're doing something very similar, right? Let me start over. You count, that means add up all the values. Then you divide by the total number of values counted or goals scored in this particular example, right? Goals scored divided by the total number of games. That's what we're talking about. Goals scored versus total number of games. All right, so what was the average goal or goals scored per game during the season? That's the test question. That's the question given here in this second, in the first video. Gosh, I'm all backwards today. The first video, I went over the diagram and the questions. So the question was, what was the average goal or goals scored per game during the season? Round to the nearest 10th place, right? That was the question in video number 1. I got that out. Yeah, that was a tough one. Okay. So we know based upon the diagram and based upon the question that there were 15 goals in the entire season. How many games? There were 10 games. So a total number of 10 games, 15 goals were scored. So I teach every fraction is a division problem, right? 15 divided by 10. Another way to write that is 15 divided by 10. And if you are working these problems out manually without a calculator, you can write it 15 divided by 10. You'd show that decimal place to the right of the 5. It's usually invisible. You raise it above the divisor bar there. And you can include your zeros and divide on and on and on with all these zeros forever and ever and ever. Okay, so if you're using a calculator, you would want to divide 15 divided by 10. Punch in 15 divided by 10 equals, your calculator is going to punch out 1.5 goals per game. So it averaged out about 1.5 goals per game. All right? That's the mean or your average, 1.5. And so, there it is. I'm going to show you that here at the bottom of the screen. And if you have to do this manually and you weren't allowed a calculator, which could actually absolutely be possible, I showed you how to set this up here manually. 15 divided by 10. 10 times 1 gets me closest to 15 without going over. I subtract, because 10 times 1 is 10. I subtract 10 from 15. That leaves me 5. I bring down the 0. That gives me 50. So 10 times what gets me closest to 50? 10 times 5 gets me 50. I subtract 50. I have 0. 1.5 is, or 1 5 tenths is another way to say that. In the question, it says round up to the tenths place. 1.5 tenths, or 1 5 tenths per game we scored, or the team scored a goal. 1.5 goals per game. Okay. Now, if you need to understand how to round up, because there were some more digits here to the right of the 5, please watch my video on rounding up or understanding place values. I've uploaded videos on how to do that. It will dramatically increase your knowledge. So hopefully that helps you out. If that was a little confusing, go back, try to watch it again, see if it clicks. Again, average is the mean. You take the total number of goals divided by the number of games. That will give you goals per game. Hey, math is easy. Take it step by step. You will place that 1.5 or 1 5 tenths into that blank spot, as you saw in part 1 video. Math is easy. Take it step by step. I want to get myself some coffee. I think I'm having troubles today. So thank you for joining me. Hey, if this video has helped you, please like, follow, and share these videos with others. Thank you for your time.